Hi, I'm David.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Nancy.
And this is the Bruise Brothers Show. Hey, you guys, if you notice that Stu's not here today, we're both full-time actors, so sometimes he's a fill-in, Stu. But we're full-time actors, so sometimes, we get called for jobs. So he's not going to be here today, but I have some great friends and co-hosts here. I got Peter Bedard and Nancy Sandoval, and we're going to talk to them about some things today. So stay tuned for the show. Okay, everybody, the first things first, and that goes to the food. So before we talk really about Peter and who he is, he's going to help me talk about the food.
Food is far more important than anything.
It's good stuff. Today we are trying their grilled cheese and the poached egg. So let me read this to you. Let's take a look at this. The grilled cheese is truffled whipped burrata. Is that right, do you think?
Burrata.
Burrata, goat cheese, jack cheese, fried egg, bacon, jam. It looks so delicious.
Yeah.
A little side salad thing going on. The poached eggs, avocado, Swiss cheese, country bread, sea salt butter, country bread. Oh, I said that twice. And thick cut bacon. I don't know. There's no, it doesn't look like there's any bacon in it.
That was extra on that one.
Oh yeah, probably that's a plus extra on that one. So the stuff, you guys, we are at Bardonna on Larchmont.
This is like an orgy of cheese.
It is. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh my God.
Exactly. We want to thank Bardonna because we film here in the back end of their coffee shop. Nice little patio. So I'm going to run the commercial right now, and we'll get back to the food.
We'll be back after this commercial.
Commercial break.
Commercial break. Cool. All right, we're back.
Okay, yes, we're back. Let's try
the
the food now. Peter, I understand you kind of have some dietary
I have
things
this
that are.
stupid diet that I can't do bread and cheese right now.
Oh, so basically he can't eat much.
No, I can eat
anything.
the salad, and I can eat the slaw, and I can eat the eggs.
Okay, good.
So
well, give it a
you
shot.
get to have the cheese.
I'll take the cheese.
But man, I want to lick that cheese.
Is your diet health reasons, personal?
It's all ridiculous health crap.
Health crap on that? Okay, I mean, well, you're very thin, so at least you're not.
I'm back to the weight I was when I was in my 20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and none of my clothes fit.
And I'm heavier than I've ever been in my life. But it's because I eat this crap.
This looks so good.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my God.
That good? Yeah, that sounded orgasmic. Oh my God. Cheese
it is a cheese orgy.
I told you. All right, I can't seem to get that.
Give this a try.
All right. Those poached eggs are so pretty.
Yeah, matter of fact, these poached eggs are almost like perfectly round. And
they are.
And Peter wanted to know how they made it, so he ran back to the kitchen, and they have this like
really cool pan.
A little pan, like a pewter cups or something.
Yeah, and the eggs are steamed.
Oh, steam.
So it's
they're not
cool.
boiled.
So it's a frying pan, and then this thing sits inside the frying pan. It holds these little cups.
Yeah.
And then you put the eggs in the cup, and you put a lid on them, and you add water into the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
And the heat steams the eggs.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that great?
The food is always so good, man. We've tried so many different things while we're here, and you just if you're in LA area and you're close to this, Larchmont
Nancy,
area.
you having some?
Yeah, I'm going to come back over here. I was posting on Facebook.
Yeah, Nancy.
So wait a minute. Let me just find out.
What would you like?
I think I'll go with those poached eggs. But
You wanna try one?
after you go
Sure?
ahead.
All right.
Okay. Well, we're gonna eat a little bit, then we'll come back and do the show too. But just again, shout out to Bardonna for letting us stay out here and film in their backyard, try this stuff. You
The
guys.
patio is beautiful.
Not the backyard. It's the patio.
Backyard. Well, it's the backyard.
It's their backyard.
Their front
It's
yard's
the
over
back-
there.
It's the yard behind.
back.
It's the back.
Well,
Come
I
on,
had
Nancy.
this image. I had this image of a backyard. I apologize.
Like your backyard.
There's multiple backyards.
The coffee's really good. This is a cold brew.
And let me get my drink. I got this pipe cleanser drink. It's
Pipe
good
cleanser?
if you eat a lot of pancakes like I do.
All right, well, get it. Show
It's
it. Is that from
lemon,
here? Did they make it
ginger.
here?
A little too much information, don't you
And-
think? Like cleanser, right?
No, it's really good.
It's called Roto Rooter.
Right. I got an Americano. Americano. Yeah.
Green apple, lemon, and ginger.
Nice.
Everything's better with pancakes though, but this is really good.
Yeah.
You have a lot of pancakes.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, this is a short food segment. We're going to finish eating this up, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Peter about who he is, how I know him. It's a very interesting story, and what he's about coming up next. Okay, well, that food was fantastic.
We're recording.
Yes, we're recording. We're
I
on
have
now.
something in my teeth.
Probably, me too. Food was great. So as I said, Stu is not here today, but I have a friend of mine, Peter, here, Peter Bedard.
The official stew replacement.
Stu replaced. Nobody can replace
Today.
Stu.
Today.
Well,
Yeah.
and I want to tell you guys a little bit how I know Peter. We go back so far. When does kindergarten start? 5 years old-ish?
We separated at birth.
Pretty much. We grew up in the same town, San Jose, California.
I'm so glad we're like back with the.
I know,
back
it's been
into
so
this.
long.
It's like, yeah, you're
So-
a piece of my history.
We went to the same elementary school. We went to the same junior high. Went to the same high school. Now, Peter's a year older than me, so really didn't.
Thanks. For
I know he's old.
Yeah.
But we really didn't, connect friend-wise until high school. Because a lot of times, as the grades are separated, the years are separated, everybody kind of does their own thing. In high school, people have a tendency to blend because you have classes with other people.
Right.
And you did a lot with the theater, drama theater, and I dabbled in with that. I had a lot of theater friends. And by the way, Mom says hi.
Really?
My mom remembers you,
That's good.
and she just remembers you as the fantastic kid in all the drama, all the plays.
Oh, cool. That's a great way
musicals,
to be
yeah.
remembered. Awesome. I love that.
My mom said, "Oh my God, Peter has so much talent." And she asked, did he do anything with that after school?
I did, and then dropped.
And then dropped. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
great talent. I've known him for years. And of course, after high school, people separate and people move. I moved, you moved, things like that. With Facebook.
Right?
Social
we
media.
Are Facebook reunited.
We start connected and so forth.
Yeah.
And you invited me out to an event that was just this weekend.
Well, you were supposed when you moved here, we were supposed to get together
Yeah.
because I was going to tell you everything I knew about Hollywood.
Yeah.
But you figured it out.
Yeah. Well, and things happen.
I mean,
get
you're like a
busy. And
superstar.
before you know it, it's been a year. And hey, we should still get together one of these days.
Which is why I invited you to the event.
Yeah, exactly. And it was called the Spirit Summit, right? I was a little worried at first because I don't do spirit. Is this a religious thing, or is it
definitely
about
wasn't.
ghosts? Or is it drinking spirits? What kind of spirits?
I like all of those actually.
Do you? I'm one for
I'm
three.
down with the ghost.
Down with the ghost.
Yeah, the ghost thing's fun.
But what was the Spirit Summit about?
So the Spirit Summit was an event produced by David Fagan and
Yeah.
Allison Larson. And David Fagan is a publicist. He's pretty much the #1 publicist in Beverly Hills. So he's actually hot shit.
Yeah, he was
know?
fantastic.
And he's very approachable. He's really down to earth. But he's a power guy.
Yeah.
And he does publicity for a lot of superstars, a lot of reality TV people, all that type of stuff. He's in that game.
Someone who should be, helping me.
Right. Well, and
Help my game.
He's actually, for what he does, he's very well priced.
Yeah.
But he's expensive.
Yeah.
For
He's
for your
top-notch.
average person and their average income, he's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he helps people with their marketing, their website, publishing books, getting a book as a #1 bestseller on Amazon, really setting somebody up to be a influencer in their field. And he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a great seminar. They had a lot of guest speakers from financial people, social media experts for business. It was mostly about business and stuff. And the other thing was there was a lot of charities there.
Well, and I think that's how they called it the Spirit Summit, because that was my first time going to that event. I had no idea what to expect. They invited me to be on a panel, and I really didn't even know what the panel was.
That meant.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. I really like these people.
Yeah.
So I just said yes.
Cool.
That's it. I just said yes because I met them before. I like them. I like their message. And the Spirit Summit was really a business entrepreneur type of thing.
Yes,
So
definitely.
it's like bringing spirituality into business, which I think is the real trend. People that have a consciousness and they're not just, oh, it's my job. That pisses me off so much. Oh, why did you participate in the polluting of the earth? Well, it was my job.
Yeah.
That just makes me so mad. You have no integrity.
Take
You're just
responsibility.
gonna, ruin a class of people, or be prejudicial, or poison the environment because it was your job. I needed a paycheck. That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And this group of people is really about finding your voice and getting that voice out there and doing it in a way that is spiritually minded and conscious.
Yeah, there was
still
a lot of great. I said the charities, the people that I met. Matter of fact, even one of them I'm going to have on the show. So you're going to have them on the show. I just was touched by the things that these people can do to help others. Was fantastic.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, so that's actually the first time that we saw each other physically in 30 something years.
Yeah, what?
On that. So we go back a long ways.
Yes.
And now you have kind of an incredible story. Now he wrote a book. We're going to talk about that in a second. But back before that, or what inspired you? Where did you come from? Like out of high school, we lost touch.
Yeah.
What is your story you tell people?
So we switched roles.
Yeah.
Right? When I was a kid, I was the actor. And I did a bunch of stuff. I moved to London after college, and I worked in London for a while, and I came back. I directed on the Fringe over there, and I took some shows to the Edinburgh Festival and stuff like that. And I came back to my family in the Bay Area. Bay Area, rock on. And then I came to LA, and I did the acting thing in LA.
Good.
And it was great. But I came to discover that I chose acting, but acting didn't choose me. And when I was 17 years old, I had an interesting experience where I was actually performing. Do you remember the Gaslighter?
I remember the Gaslighter. We went there to see your
shows.
shows.
It's a vaudeville house.
A few times. It was fun.
Yeah,
That's
that
fun
rocked.
house. Yeah.
So I was in the Gaslight Theater, and it was an old vaudeville house, which to me was like a coming home because my grandfather was in vaudeville.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was just awesome. I got to I got to literally play the horse's ass. I did.
It was funny. Yeah.
And it was very fun. So when I was 17, I was coming home from a show there, and somebody pushed my moped into the back of a semi-truck.
And where did you get those mopeds from?
I had a Moto-Became. Did you have something to do with the moped?
You bought them from us.
I bought that from you guys? I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, we had two Moto Pecan.
I bought the Moto Pecan, yeah.
We had two of them in our family, and we weren't using it very much. And you bought them. You lived like right around the block.
Yeah, we were.
I could like throw a rock over my fence into your pool or whatever it is.
I had to repair that thing twice. I got hit 3 times on that bike.
So now you were riding home, and somebody hit you from behind and pushed you into
a parked semi-truck.
Semi-truck. What happened with that?
Well, I died. I jumped out of my body. I watched my bike and my body slam into the semi-truck and bounce out into the street. And I just kind of floated above the whole thing.
Wow.
And I remember looking at that saying, oh, that must have hurt, because it was great because I wasn't in my body.
Yeah.
But I literally was thinking, that had to hurt.
Man.
And then I went to the other side. I tell the story in my book. So I went to the other side. I had a conversation with God, and I came back. and I didn't want to come back. I was pissed. I was really, most people have these death experiences and they choose to come back because they want to come back for their family or their children or their loved ones, or they consciously think they have something to do. I came back and I was just angry.
What were you angry about?
I didn't want to be back in that body. It was terrible. I was a little Billy Elliot, right? I was the little gay boy that was a dancer in my military dad family. I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in my community. I had great friends, but I never had a home. Like I never felt like I belonged anywhere. And then my body was destroyed when I slammed into that truck. I cracked 5 vertebrae. I literally shattered my left knee. I split this wrist open. I lost all the nerves in my right hand, and I had undiagnosed brain damage.
Oh my
and
God.
I had to learn how to walk again. I had chronic pain for 30 years. I had fibromyalgia and arthritis and asthma and bronchitis and sciatica. I had bone-on-bone contact in my knee. I had to grow my cartilage back, which the doctors say can't do. I had all
that's why you wish you were wish you didn't come back, because living
the
like
other
that.
side, well, to be honest with people, the other side is one of the most amazing, beautiful, incredible places you could ever be. Death is something to be embraced. It is something to look forward to. I don't think we want to hurry up our path to death.
In time.
But it's something to embrace. It's something to just think about and look at and say, I'm so glad I'm going to that place. It's not something to be afraid of. So many people, I think the number two fear in the world, or number 3, is literally death and dying.
Fear is death, yeah.
And as someone who's been there, I can tell you it's amazing. Which is why I didn't want to come back.
Okay.
I was the happiest, most joyous, blissful. Any adjective that you could use to describe happiness is pales to the actual experience of death. And
then you come back.
And then I'm back in this body that I didn't want to be in, that I didn't fit in with. And
did they say you would never walk again?
They told me that I'd be lucky if I could ever walk again, and that by the time I was 40, I would have to either be in a wheelchair or have my legs replaced.
Wow. And you're a little over 40 now.
Just a little bit. A little bit.
So that's pretty much a miracle. So then that brought you to the book.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. Here's the book. Here's the copy of it.
Yep.
And we're gonna put links down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, we'll put links down in the description. If you're watching this on Facebook, because we post both places, we'll put it in like a comment down there. We'll put links of where you can find the book, buy the book, and read it and so forth and whatever. But go ahead and tell us what is it? Convergence?
It's called Convergence Healing Pain with Energetic Love. It's produced by, my publisher is Simon & Schuster. I self-published. Simon & Schuster found it, bought it from me, and published it.
Okay, well that's a good note for those people who are writers,
right?
That want to put books out. We know a lot of people that have this thing. I want to put a book out. How do I do it? You self-published it yourself because you believe so much into it. You put your heart and soul and probably a lot of money into doing it yourself. Yeah. But then Simon & Schuster?
Yeah.
They're huge. They're like
one of the top 5 publishers in the world.
Yeah, picked
top
it
3,
up
I think. Yeah.
and doing it. So pay attention to that. Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
go ahead.
pretty amazing. So the book was actually written just as something for my clients, because in having to heal myself, this book is that process that I created in order to embrace my pain. And that's one of the things I ask people to do, whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, or spiritual pain. Right now I'm working with Stanford University. I'm a consultant at the Huberman Lab. And that's one of the gifts I got out of healing myself. And there's so many gifts. And one of the things I tell people that they need to do is embrace their pain. The brain doesn't know the difference between physical pain, emotional pain, or spiritual pain. There's not a separate neural pathway. And when my football player comes to me and he's had a knee injury, the actual emotional, mental pain is often more painful than the physical experience of the messed up knee.
Is that because he knows he can't play again?
Well, who knows? How is he going to pay for his house? What is he ever going to do? What's his purpose now? If he can't play, is the team going to even succeed? Is he going to succeed? Who is he?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more. How does he define himself in his life anymore?
Now, with your healing, I'm sure the doctors probably threw a bunch of drugs at you and all that stuff. And how did you Dude, because now you're talking about a different kind of healing than a whole bunch of drugs.
Absolutely. You know, Western medicine was phenomenal in putting my bones back together.
Okay.
But their expertise stopped there. They had no ability to be able to handle my pain and no ability to actually take me from the level that I was at to actually healing. They put my leg back together.
Yeah, the bones healed.
They
and
put my leg back.
Cartilages can get sewed back together, or tendons, or whatever.
Kinda, you know, once your ligaments and tendons by Western medicine's ideal, once they're stretched out, they're stretched out, and they're like rubber bands that are never going to gain their flexibility again.
Okay.
And so mine had been extremely stretched out. My knee wobbled all over the place, right? I couldn't do any kind of side movements without it giving out on me.
Okay.
I couldn't walk for any period of time with my muscles not giving out on me because the only thing that was keeping my bones apart were the muscles, and if the muscles got tired, then the bones slammed or ground into each other.
Okay.
So I did stuff that was holistic to actually grow my cartilage back, which is Western medicine says is impossible to do. But I avoided a surgery, knee replacement surgery, by doing all these holistic things. I've healed myself of my white blood cells attacking my red blood cells, which is what would be defined in Western terms as I just forgot the name. It's a type of cancer.
Okay.
The immune system is attacking itself. My hemoglobin was splitting and shutting down my organs. I stopped that with holistic methods, right? I had severe anxiety and depression. I stopped all of that type of stuff.
Now, when you say holistic methods, I'm actually not that familiar with that, to be honest with you.
So I categorize holistic as anything that's not allopathic. Allopathic medicine is drugs and surgery.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of the trend, which is super exciting, because I work with these guys, is westernized allopathic doctors wanting to take on integrative and holistic practices. So it's like your cancer ward that's actually doing things like acupuncture and
I'm familiar with a
massage
little bit.
and energy healing or Reiki. They're bringing in these things. They're understanding that healing isn't something that only is through one level of our being. We have for so long just worked on the physical side. Which if you're losing weight, it's diet and exercise, right? If it's cancer, it's drugs and surgery. And they're discovering that doesn't heal people. Oftentimes it'll get you to a point where they'll say, well, we've had a great success. Well, a success by their terms is 6 to 18 months.
You're still alive.
But if you die in 18 months, that's still considered a success.
Oh, geez.
And that's not okay by my terms. I want people to thrive, and if you're a survivor, that's not good. Because if you're working on that level of, I'm surviving, your brain understands that you have to still have, you still have to have the problem, right? It's like, don't think about pink elephants. You have to think about the pink elephant in order to not think about the pink elephant. If you're surviving, you have to think about the disease
of what you're surviving
in order to survive from. So we want to cancel all that. We want to get you thinking outside of what I call this addictive loop type of thing, where the brain has to constantly go back to its pain. We want to step you out of that into the realm of possibility, where you're thriving, and your thriving isn't based anymore on the problem that you had.
Wow.
And that's become my life calling. I work with people on a very deep level it's a woo-woo type of thing. I call it my woo-woo stuff because it's energy, but it's grounded in brain science. Okay. And so, my master's degree is in consciousness studies, which is a combination of theology and science. So it's a religious and science degree, which is where everything is moving. We're understanding on the scientific level that the base of everything is energy. Okay. Right? Yeah. And so much of the real ancient spiritual teaching. Notice I didn't say religious. Yes. Right? The most ancient spiritual teachings are showing us that at the core of everything is energy. So science and religion are coming together. And that's the same thing with healing. You have to get your brain into the realm of possibility that you already are healed. Your brain has to start functioning at a level that it already knows what it's like to be perfectly healthy.
Well,
and
I
then your
understand
body
that.
gets to catch up.
I mean, there's a lot of that stuff I don't understand, obviously,
Sure.
because I'm
There's
not
lots of I
into
don't
it. I know.
understand, and it's my
But I
field.
do
It's me.
know that we use a very small percentage of our brain, and there's so much more abilities that people have that they don't even know to use. Now, do you do this with like hypnosis, or do you use herbal teas?
You know,
to do
I've
this,
gone
or do
through
you
all
do
kinds of things.
Yeah.
I'll try. For a while there in my own healing, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and every extra dollar amount that I had, extra cash, anything that I had, was going towards paying someone to do work with me. Notice I didn't say on me or to me.
Okay.
And I think that's a big deal, taking responsibility for our health. And like I say, you have to take absolute responsibility. I was on that bike. That is my life. I can no longer be a victim to the person that killed me, just like you can't be a victim to the person who abused you or did whatever they did to you, right? It's not okay. You have to take absolute responsibility. So I did all kinds of things to get my life back.
Yeah.
And I was just a guinea pig. I did crazy out there things. I did amazing things that were based in science, and I did everything in between. And you know what? A lot of it worked. A lot of the woo-woo stuff actually works. A lot of the science stuff actually works, but I had to combine those things
to see what
and
worked
I
for
call
you.
it my exactly. I call it my holistic cocktail.
Okay.
So it's my cocktail where I'm combining different ingredients to make a great little drink.
Yeah, well, you seem like you're physically fine. I mean, you're walking, you're talking, you're doing. I don't know what activities you do, such like running. I don't know if you run anymore or do anything like that.
I've never been able to run since I was 17.
Yeah.
So since that accident, I can jog now a little bit, but I can't really run. My body just. It'll do it.
Still
for
has
like
limitations.
Yeah. But outside of that,
running
I can't
sucks
be a
anyways.
runner.
Running sucks anyways.
Well, I love it. But I have my mission statement that developed out of my work in healing myself and sharing that work with my clients is to bring wellness. So everything I do must be in alignment with that mission to bring wellness. So I did research on herbs. I have a little healing tea company.
Yeah, do you still have the tea company?
I do, yeah.
Well, tell a little bit about that. I remember you had a tea shop at one time,
I did.
right?
We lost our lease, so which is fine because it led me to greater things.
Yeah, that happens.
But I have a little online tea company, and we go to a couple farmers markets.
Okay.
Locally, but it's Convergence Healing Teas. So I branded everything under my practice, which is Convergence Healing, convergencehealingteas.com.
Okay.
And I have blends that I created to help people feel better. So we have a happy tummy blend, we have a sleep well blend, we have a no more anxiety blend.
What was it at the seminar? What'd you have there? You said happy tea.
Oh, I brought
happy
some
tummy?
tea. I brought the happy tummy blend.
Yeah, and I had
figured,
a little bit of that, and that was good.
You thought, it's good.
It was warm, a warm tea. It wasn't hot, wasn't cold, it was warm, and it had almost like a little minty flavor to it.
Yeah, it has ginger, it has mint.
Yeah. But that was good.
It's good for the gut.
Yeah, we'll put a link down below here for that as well.
Yeah.
To do that. So the tea shop, and then and then so now you have your practice. You have clients that come to you for wellness.
Yes.
And a big spectrum of things, right?
Well, my primary focus is most people come to me. In the past, I did a lot of addiction work.
Okay.
Most people come to me, and I did a lot of cancer, death, and dying. I've helped a few people cross over and do that type of thing, which is a beautiful, amazing experience. My primary focus now has been working with anxiety and entrepreneurs. So I do a lot of work with business people.
Okay.
I do a lot of work with people that have some sort of something that's getting in their way.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, we should definitely talk because I know there's a lot more that I could be doing, and sometimes I'm afraid, and it's not really afraid of failure. I think it's more afraid of success because I've done a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world. I've owned businesses. I've owned homes. I've done so much. But sometimes on a daily basis, I think of like I'm sitting at home. I'm in LA. I'm in Hollywood. If I'm not working or not getting auditions, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Where am I going?
Yeah.
Then I do have to realize where I've been and go, I've done a hell of a lot.
You've done amazing.
And I'm enjoying myself right now.
You got a
just
life,
keep
man.
enjoying what I'm doing. But there's still, I think I still have some limitations, like even like health-wise. So we talked about working out and fitness and eating stuff I shouldn't be eating. And my girlfriend wants to work out. And we have 3 gyms in our apartment complex. So what's the excuse? Well, it's me. That's it. I can't blame anybody else but me. I know those things. I just need to do something about it, or success in business.
Well, and that's
so
part
forth.
of that, taking that responsibility and saying, you know what, this is my life, my breath, my body, and this is what I choose to create. Now, my body may not be where it needs to be at this moment in time, but if my brain starts to perceive myself in that understanding, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
So I
was being a millionaire too. Health, fitness. I want to be a millionaire. You got to get there. Yeah.
But you have to be able to feel it. You have to be able to see it, know it. You know, there was a trend in the holistic world about think it and it will come, right? The secret, that type of thing.
And think and grow
really
rich.
important.
There's books on that.
Exactly, and that's important, but you have to have a feeling with it. After my work with quantum theory, and you know, I'm not a scientist, but in the studying of that, what I discovered for myself is that thoughts have to couple with feelings. And when a thought and a feeling come together, that's the quantum collapse. That's that experience that makes the physical world. Most of us are doing that in the negative because it's so easy. You know, your brain, by the way, all this positive thinking bullshit, it drives me crazy because it's important that you have positive thoughts, but they're forgetting that our brains, or they don't even know, your brain is wired to look for fear. Your brain is wired to look for danger.
Survival.
Exactly. Your brain is wired to look for problems and negative things.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the difference between the brain and consciousness. I always use this kind of example. The brain is this physical form,
massive,
right? And consciousness is this etheric. It's this energy. It's literally energy, right? But we get enmeshed, and these two think they're the same thing, right? And we think that we are our thoughts. And we're not, right? Okay. That's how people become sober, because they recognize that the habituated patterns of the brain, they don't need to do anymore, right? And they start to be in consciousness even when the brain is looking to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Your brain does that. It's survival. Any pattern that you're doing is because your brain knows how to do it. And it works. I don't care if it's shooting heroin. I don't care if it's eating cookies. Right? Your brain is doing that because it works. Your challenge is to have in your consciousness a new understanding. So you asked me earlier, like, how do I do this type of stuff? So I do it through neuro-linguistic programming. I do it through hypnosis. I do it through shamanic work. I do it through something that's called affirmative prayer, which isn't religious prayer. It's something completely different. And I actually rebelled against religion for a long time. I am not a religious person. I'm a highly spiritual person. But somebody said to me, and I hope people don't take this wrong, the whole Jesus thing has never resonated with me. I was raised in that environment, and it's not to say it's bad or wrong, it's just my own spiritual understanding, especially after being killed.
You're looking at it from a different point of view.
Completely different perspective. But I did do some research, and in the Bible, Jesus is never asking for anything. People say you have to ask for things. That's not true. The word ask in its original form is Aramaic. In Aramaic, it is to command.
Okay.
Right? So Jesus never asked for anything. Jesus said, give me that. Commanded that. Right? And it's funny for me to hear his name out of my voice, because that's not anything I've ever talked about. But to learn that for people who do have a Christian-based understanding, right? There's nothing, no power to asking the universe for something. The universe is only going to give you what you say you want. And that's why I'm so impressed with you. You changed your whole life. You said, I want this. And you grabbed it and you made it, and the universe said yes. Right? I don't care if it's health. I don't care if it's your weight. I don't care if it's a body. I don't care if it's money. You tell the universe what you want. You put that out there like a billboard in the sky, and you align yourself to that experience, right? So you want to do that challenge, and you want to get this better body that you're looking to have, right? Then you have to see it, you have to feel it. The brain only understands, not through your stories, not through your thoughts and visions, but that's important, but those are super important. But it primarily understands those things through the tools of your brain, which is temperature, texture, color, sound, smell, taste. So if you have a vision for yourself, which is extremely important, You have to know the taste of that vision. What is the color of your happiness? What is the smell of your joy? What is the knowing of that body? And then your brain is going to go, that's the consciousness, right? That's your consciousness creating that, right?
Yeah.
And then your brain goes, oh, wait, I have to catch up, right? And so now the brain, if your brain starts thinking in that alignment, then you are creating that experience. Right? So if you want to know what it's like to be fit, it first starts in your thoughts and your feelings. What is the color of that experience of being perfectly fit? If you were to paint it or draw it or share it with somebody, right? You're an actor, right? How do you walk in that experience of I rock? I am strong, I am powerful, I am in my skin, I am healthy. How would you portray that walking across the camera? Right? What would it feel like in your body? What's the taste of that experience? Because when you have that taste, if you eat that thing that's out of alignment with that taste, you're not going to like it.
Like the grilled cheese sandwich we had earlier.
Yeah, it may be delicious, but you notice I didn't go for that grilled cheese sandwich.
No, you have a lot more
It's out of
control.
alignment. That's not even control. I have a vision of what, it's not even control, so understand that.
Okay.
I have a vision of what my life looks like. Strong and healthy and happy and joyous and free, right?
And that's not part of it.
And that grilled cheese sandwich, although it looks delicious and it's something that I might enjoy, it's out of alignment with my knowing.
Yeah.
So I don't need it, and I don't have an angst for it. I don't have a craving for it.
Wow.
Does that make sense? Sure, it's something I used to enjoy, but it's not in alignment with who I am and where I am going.
Wow, this
So I
is
don't
deep
need it.
stuff, folks. This is good. This is good. So good. So then, in your book, anything else that you have in here? I mean, you have your story of your death and
Yeah, the
rebirth kind of thing, you know, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a combination. It's a biography because it's my story and what happened to me and that type of thing. It's also my story of how I healed myself and then the process of healing myself. And then how I codified that process into a 10-step program, which at the back of the book there's a little cheat sheet that people can do. They can do. And they can actually go through the process with me in the book to create their healing.
To help heal themselves. So so if anybody has, I mean, what kind of stuff does this help with? You said anxiety.
You know, people have
just
told
general?
me all kinds of things. I've had people that used it for cancer. I've had people that used it for addiction. I've had people that used it for anxiety and pain issues. It's a simple process that you could use for anything in creating who you are looking to be.
Wow.
And it doesn't matter if it's a physical pain or if it's an emotional pain. Like if you are hurting if you are not living the life that you want.
Yeah.
There is a pain to that.
Yeah.
Right?
I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah. If you are following old patterns in relationship and you are getting involved with the same person over and over and over again with a different name, that is painful.
Yeah.
Right? And that pain, again, is the brain doesn't know the difference. There's not a neural pathway that's separate for pain that's physical or pain that's emotional or anguish, mental. Right? One thing I ask people to do is embrace their pain and love their pain, to actually give a name to it and let it step out of them. So that procrastination has a name. It has a shape. Like maybe it's a little troll. Right?
Procrastination troll.
Yeah, exactly.
Kicking
And his
out.
name is Henry. You know, he's Henry the procrastination troll.
Yeah.
And when you can therapeutically ask Henry to step outside of you, that right there is healing, and the brain can actually conceptualize now Henry.
Okay.
Right? Whereas when it's just this vacuous thing, this overwhelming sort of thing, and it's Henry, you don't know how to proceed. But when you can actually personify Henry and say, Henry, I'm not going to beat you up anymore. Right? Henry, I'm going to make you my friend, and I'm not going to be angry with you and make you wrong and bad and punish you. Right? Suddenly you're talking to this part differently. And you can say, all right, Henry, you know, remember when we were kids and you do something wrong and everybody would be telling you how to fix it?
Yeah.
Right? All these outside things. And maybe you're even saying to that part, you need to fix it. Right?
Yeah.
But nobody bothers to ask that 17-year-old that's hurting, what do you need to fix this? How do you want to fix this? So what if you went to the troll and said, hey, all right, Henry, you're hurting. How do you want to How do you want to take care of this problem? What do you want to do? And you ask it a question on 3 levels. On that physical level, what can I do to help you, Henry, feel better? What can I do physically in my body that's going to help you feel better?
Stop procrastinating.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Procrastination. What do you need from me, Henry? Right?
Wow.
Because sitting on the couch is only contributing to your pain. So what would you like to do instead? Maybe it's not getting that job done. Maybe it's going to a museum. Maybe it's giving your brain a break instead of that obsessive thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
I sometimes work too much myself.
Yeah.
I'm on the computer building websites, doing all this kind of stuff.
And so you have these conversations.
That's good. So there's a lot of information in this book, you guys. If this, and
it's a lot.
Exactly.
And it's easy. It's only like 200 pages.
Yeah, it's
really,
easy. Good
it's
stuff.
an easy read.
So definitely, if this is something that you or somebody that you know could use, get online. We're going to put links to this. It's available on Amazon and probably a lot of other places
iTunes,
or your website.
Kindle, all over the place.
So there's download
Barnes and
available.
Noble. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it in the hardback. You know, right now it's so cheap on Amazon because the book's been out about a year, and so Amazon then takes things and discounts them.
Okay.
And so you can get the book super cheap as a used book.
Okay.
You know, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's great.
Well, good. So
I love it.
get online, guys. Do this. So I'm going to put information about this, and then what else? You have your tea shop.
You have my tea shop.
So
we have
put
my
your tea
private
shop.
practice. You know, there's if you want to tune in and learn more about the Convergence healing and a holistic type of therapies.
Yep.
You know, I actually have a little podcast too.
That's right. Yeah. Well, tell everybody how they can find you, where
Sure.
they can hear from you, and that stuff. And we'll put it on the camera and we'll type it out so people can
You're
look
awesome.
at it too.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love how you make things bigger. You know, 'cause so many actors and people in the world, in general, business, they make the pie smaller and there's less and less. Whereas we're about making it bigger.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like it's competition's bullshit. Let's just help everybody, bring everything
Yeah.
right. I'm referring other therapists all the time.
Well, that's one thing that Stu and I wanted to do with our show is you know, yeah, we're doing a little show. It's a little talk show. We have fun. We talk about current events and all that kind of stuff. But a big part of it is we want to help other people because we realize that, of course, helps us in the long run down the way. So let's promote people that have projects, have things. You're helping a lot of people like survive.
Yes.
You
And
know?
I have a couple Oscar winners and Emmy winners in my practice.
See, I know. So he's my private coach over here. So I'm gonna need probably a lot of help as we go
You know,
along.
you get the friend and family discount.
Do it? Okay, good. So anyways, tell everybody how they can find you, websites and all that stuff.
People can find me basically through the hashtag Convergence Healing. So CONVERGENCE, Convergence Healing. And they can go to convergencehealing.com. They can go to convergencehealingtees.com. I do a lot of interactive social media on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And so I'm out there. And my podcast, which is called Convergence Healing, can be found on Stitcher and iTunes and SoundCloud. You can get it through Xbox, Google Play.
And on your podcast, what do you talk about this?
Basically, so you can find it. It's hosted through Reverie.tv. Reverie is a platform that's been through Apple TV and then what is it? I just forgot. There's another platform like Roku. And the idea is that I bring holistic practitioners and integrated practitioners who are doing interesting things to help people heal. And so I've had energy healers, I've had scientists, I've had all kinds of people on the show that have something different than just drugs and surgery to help people create a life for themselves.
Good, so you're bringing guests in just like we do and share things.
And we just talk about stuff. We just talk about, I bring even people who have healed themselves, I bring them on the show and tell me your story. How did you do that? And so I bring all those people on, and it's about giving you resources for creating your life.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Nice.
It's fun.
Definitely look him up. He's a great guy. He's a great friend. I appreciate you being on. And that's going to end this segment, and we got other stuff we can talk about. So stay tuned. Okay, everybody, we're back, and we have another new guest with us. This is Nancy. Say hi, Nancy.
Hey, how are ya? I'm
Nancy.
Yeah, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about who you are and stuff?
My
Talk up loud. We're going to make sure the microphone is going to be there. So
Mikey is here. Okay, so
It's pretty good, though.
Talking in my bosom.
By trade, I am a massage therapist. I am a facialist, waxer, and personal trainer.
Wow.
So I heard everything that Mr. Peter here talked about earlier about the healing process, Convergence Health, and I'm totally on board with that. It's awesome. Up here, right here, you go ahead, get yourself healed.
Now, how long did you do massage therapy stuff? 'Cause I know you've done that for quite a while, haven't you?
25 plus years, maybe.
Because you had a business
North,
in the health and fit. You have a gym too, didn't you?
I did.
Up there.
Well, you know how to do it because
Yes.
so many massage therapists they burn out and they just ruin their bodies. So
Well, I wasn't
25
the only
years,
one there.
that's
There
great.
were, like, quite a few
Right.
contractors and
Yeah.
teachers and personal trainers.
And maybe you don't want me to bring this up, but I know you used to do some competitions and something.
Fitness competition.
Fitness competition. She was a fitness body. What was it?
Figure, bikini, and physique.
Wow.
Wow, you were a physique.
Hardcore fitness.
Lots of discipline. Like you talk about discipline.
Sure.
There,
Yes,
to do
definitely.
that. So, but now you're down here in LA.
I'm down here in LA. David's here. We pretty much became friends last year when he moved down, and we've been helping each other a lot. And Jenny, his girlfriend, is a wonderful girl. His mom's a wonderful girl, so I can't help but.
Yeah, actually, Nancy helped me out a lot because we became contact friends on Facebook, like most people are connected with. And I was posting that I was gonna, quit my job, sell my house, and move down here to LA. And you were one of the first persons that helped me find, location. Like, where do you live? What's the best part of town? How do you do this? And so you really helped. And you were the only one that when I got here with my truck, you came over.
Oh, it's a big truck.
And helped me. I mean, I got rid of a lot of stuff. You should have seen the stuff I didn't bring.
You had a whole house.
Yeah, I got rid of everything. Everything I had was in this truck. But Nancy was the one that actually helped unload it. It was just me and Mom.
I
Mom
would
could
have
do.
stayed for the whole thing, except that I had to run off to help somebody else with something else they needed.
Yeah,
And
filming
Well, the
auditions,
fact you showed
etc.
up
But I
was
did
great.
show back up to help you with the big stuff.
Yeah. So I really appreciate Nancy. We've been friends ever since. She's an actress. We've done a few little projects together, filming
And I
projects.
have to tell you, this is the other handyman's handyman.
Oh yeah, I'm going to start a new business.
I didn't know that.
It's called the Other Man's Handyman Service because
That's good, actually.
She's
That's
married.
a good
She has
name.
a married. She's a husband, but he still lives up in Northern California for business, and he comes down all the time. But Nancy just bought a house, and so she needs help with little things, fixing stuff, putting up
Assembling
lights.
things.
Yeah, putting ceiling fans. That's what I just
And
did
of
the
course
other
I
day.
pay him handsomely.
Oh yeah, she takes good care of me. But so I would come
I
over.
feed him.
Yeah, I would come
That's
over
important.
and help her fix things around the house. And so I thought of a good name as the Other Man's Handyman
That's a good
Service,
name.
so I can help women whose husbands either can't do it or are not in town. So you got to be careful with some of that. But it's just handyman work, folks. There's nothing else involved with that.
Hey, you can make a really good Hollywood story.
I know. You have to pay extra. Just kidding.
Bonuses.
So we've been friends for quite a while, and you're doing really well with getting auditions, booking stuff. She's got an agent.
I have a great experience so far, and I'm just really grateful because I got accepted into the ABC Diversity Program, and that's an opportunity.
And what's that? The ABC Diversity Program. What is that?
It's for the main streamline actor. I'm older, I'm Latina,
And a woman.
A woman, yes. So they have a program that help people from other than your typical white American race, whatever, for acting. And is this a training program?
It's a training program, and hopefully,
It's a competition.
definitely,
Yeah.
Oh, competition too. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
they provide workshops so that you can
Right.
Do that.
train well,
Yeah.
and then you're provided a mentor. Hopefully, I will make it to those levels, and I will, I believe.
Absolutely
And,
align with that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And
she's
then
good.
they start to pitch you for different shows, which is where the opportunity is really beneficial.
Yeah, now I got to tell you guys something. Nancy, I'm not going to say how old she is. I mean,
not,
compared to us.
we will
But
be ending
let
the
me tell
show.
you, it's funny. This is funny. When she goes on auditions for her age group, she told me this. She said she walks in and looks around and says, "What are all these old people doing here?
Yes.
They're all like gray hair." She's like, she had to
true.
buy a gray hair wig.
Now it's not that bad.
Because your agent's got you fixed in the right way. But she had to go out and get like a gray-haired wig to fit the role for her age group. So she's doing parts for a lot younger women.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I have
Which
to
is
tell you,
fantastic.
there are quite a few gray-haired actresses that are
Now.
on the younger end now.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are very successful.
It's the stress. Let's get the gray hair. That's why I shave mine so you can't see the gray hair.
Friend. Right, yeah, that's right. I have a beautiful friend who she went gray in like at the end of high school, college.
Oh wow.
That she just and she has this beautiful silvery gray hair.
Yeah.
And it's so funny seeing kids. I don't know. When I'm not single anymore, but and I'm older, and all of a sudden like I became hip. I'm like, what the heck? Like all these kids are dyeing their hair gray.
Yeah.
It's really
well, maybe I'll let mine grow in.
Awesome, thank you.
They say gray is the new blonde. And I
Right?
have to tell you,
Old is the new young.
yes.
Old is the
I'm
new
getting there.
young.
I'm hoping.
Right?
I'm hoping.
You're already
I'm working
doing
on
it.
it. I look younger than my age too, so. Okay, well, you know what? We're out of time. We usually do a lot of fashion, we do world news and all that stuff, but you know, I had some important guests here. I wanted to make sure that we, especially Peter with what he's doing to help people, I wanted to make sure we concentrate a lot on that, to do that. So last words, Nancy, what do you want to say?
Peace out. David, thank you for having me. I really appreciate Plus, I love to help you out, you know.
That's
friends.
good. We'll have you back. We'll have you
Bam,
back.
Wonder Twin power.
Peter, any last words for everybody?
I just want people to practice loving each other.
Like we did when we met on the
Right?
street.
We had just
didn't
met.
even know each other.
It was cool. But when we can actually be kind to each other and even be kind to the parts of us that we're maybe not so happy with, it changes everything.
Be kind to ourselves. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that aren't happy with themselves.
Exactly.
And for who knows what.
And when you
various
just
reasons.
learn to love every part of you, it makes everything different.
But you guys, hey, I appreciate you watching. I hope you all got something out of this. It's the Bruise Brothers Show. Hopefully Stu will be back next week. If you like our show, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you don't like it, tell us why, so we can improve. That we're open to feedback.
Constructive
Please
criticism.
leave comments down below. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We're going to post this up on Tuesdays, and so it should be Tuesday when you're watching this on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Until next week. Peace out. Love one each other.
Peace.
All that good stuff. Bye-bye.
Bye.